Hello and welcome to another episode of Cardano World. And in this episode, we're going to be diving into the speculation on the spot Bitcoin ETF and judgment. Consensus is, might Gary Gensler's political ambitions be standing in the way of a spot Bitcoin BTC approval? Given how knowledgeable U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission SEC Chair Gary Gensler is about Bitcoin, it's hard to come up with a logical reason for his standing in the way of a spot ETF and ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood appearances. The ARK Invest founder CEO remains bullish and said the crypto market opportunity could scale by $25 trillion by 2030. This is a decentralized, transparent network. You can follow all the activity. It's highly unlikely to be manipulated, she said, and Gary Gensler knows this. She added, having taught a course in crypto and blockchain at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, prior to being SEC chair. Riffing then on what the explanation might be for the SEC's continued rejections of spot ETF applications, Wood referred to speculation surrounding Gensler's desire to be Treasury Secretary. What does Treasury Secretary do? It's very focused on the dollar, she said. She also said, according to an interview, Bitcoin News reports Cathie Wood, Gensler's reluctance toward a spot Bitcoin ETF stems from his fear of manipulation, despite teaching about Bitcoin at MIT. So now we're going to go to kind of a part two, the interview from Michelle McCory from Kitco News, talking with Ken Oling, who's the CEO, founder of MELD, DeFi application on the Cardano blockchain, DeFi, decentralized finance application, where Ken Oling is going to give his take on the coming or speculative coming of the Bitcoin spot ETF. Here we go.
Though on what you think the likelihood is of this BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF being approved. And I'm saying BlackRock because it seemed that ever since we learned that BlackRock filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF in June, the whole narrative changed, given that BlackRock is such an influential player, that it is the world's largest asset manager and does have a near perfect record of ETF approval. So the minute that we heard that BlackRock was getting into this game, that's when the sentiment shifted to think, oh, the SEC is probably going to approve this.
And as a lot of people know, BlackRock is the largest asset holder in the United States. They hold around $10 trillion worth of assets. Very large asset holder.
What does Ken think? Where are you in terms of a timeline of approval, and if it's going to be BlackRock or BlackRock and several other approvals at once?
So the SEC has until the 24th of January to be able to give a verdict as to whether the application goes forward or it's rejected. So we'll know on the 24th. This is why we're seeing so much kind of Bitcoin getting priced into it being approved. BlackRock has had lots of ETFs.
I'm assuming he's talking about November 24th of this year.
ETFs, they've only ever had one rejected, and that one that was rejected ended up getting approved in the end. So they have, like you said, a near perfect record. And as a result of this, I think everybody sees that, they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't know that they were able to get it through the gate. And if you look at, there's some, since ETFs started, there's some 200 plus ETFs that have been created. The most funded ETF in the first 24 hours was the Bitcoin futures ETF. So I think what you're seeing is both the traditional institutions, they see that when these ETFs go live, they're going to consume a huge amount of Bitcoin out of the ecosystem. and it's going to be a huge boon for them, for their margins, for their value locked on their platforms. And it's going to be a big win for everybody else in crypto, because when there's fewer Bitcoin, then the price is going to go up, and it's going to bring everything else up. So I think that it is almost inevitable if they were to be rejected, then yeah, I think that I don't think it would be so much of a regulatory problem. I think it would be a political problem. I think that politically, the SEC is not in a position to be able to say no to something like this.
And there you have it. Ken Oling, founder CEO of MELD, decentralized finance on Cardano blockchain, giving his contribution and speculation on the decision that's going to happen on issuing a spot Bitcoin ETF on the 24th. Maybe we can listen in to what Kathy Wood has to say on the Squawk Box interview.
The showstopper, at least from Gary Gensler's point of view, is he thinks Bitcoin can be manipulated. And, decentralized, transparent network. You can follow all the activity online. It's highly unlikely.
It had to be that because.
And that's about it. That's all we know so far about the speculative spot Bitcoin ETF. And if you want to follow this news a little bit farther on your own, I highly suggest watching the interview with Ken Oling, MELD CEO, on Kitco News. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.